Now we've got like a week and a half or more for the next chapter of My Hero Academia, which gives us a lot of time to talk about our expectations, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. My first possible expectation for this chapter is Bakugo Wakes Up. Deku explains in the most recent chapter that there's just too much going on, and since his body hasn't gotten a chance to rest after using Gear Shift, he literally can't breathe and he needs a second, but the second user tells him to keep pushing despite this. Now, while I think the second user has the right intention, Deku is going to likely have to rest for a while here, and to buy him some time, I think we will see Bakugo getting back up and resuming his fight with Shigaraki in his new awakening, picking up enough slack for Deku to fight either without Gear Shift in order to catch his breath, or maybe just being enough to end the fight alongside Deku with their full power combined. I really think eventually we are due for Bakugo to wake up. I don't think that we're gonna have all that battling and all that Quirk awakening stuff that he did not pick up again and not having him fight anymore for the rest of the series, since this is the end of the series seemingly. So I'm really excited to see what might happen when Bakugo wakes up. But speaking of Deku and Shigaraki, I think there's going to be a conversation between Deku and Shigaraki where Deku asks Shigaraki the same sort of questions he asked Muscular. Tenko Shimura, why do you do what you do? Was there ever any other path for you, and is it too late for you? I think what's been hinted at is the fact that All For One and Shigaraki can see the wielders of One For All behind Deku, and if they can hear them, I wonder if Nana Shimura would chime in to explain to Shigaraki in this moment of freedom the true context of her fight with All For One, and how he caused her to have to leave Kotaro behind. And that while his entire adult life he's been pretty much told by All For One that this is the path that he wants, in actuality it's not too late for him to get what he initially wanted most, which was to become a hero. And yes, of course, I don't think that Shigaraki is actually going to become a hero with a cape and atone for all the things that he did. I think the only thing that would possibly work towards that end is him killing All For One, right? And then somehow being taken out at the same time, because I don't see Shigaraki living until the end of the story and people just accepting that he's walking around okay. But maybe Yoichi will even chime in to tell Shigaraki how he's just the next in line to be used by his brother. But I can never tell how Shigaraki will respond to stuff like this. He genuinely might not care about any of it, but here I think is the most interesting time to get his response, now that he knows more than ever that All For One is trying to take away his free will and deny his path, just like he feels like his father did. And Deku might be the one person trying to reach a hand out to a guy that destroys everything that he touches. Prediction number 3 is Endeavor's Quirk awakening. At the end of the last chapter, we saw that the heroes at Gunga Mountain Villa are in a tough situation because they're dealing with Twice, TOGA, All For One, multiple Nomu, and Dabi all at the same time. So they need Endeavor to take Dabi down, or at least take him out of the fight. And we saw Endeavor flaming up once again in order to begin his battle against his son. We know that Endeavor burns out easily, and now he's about to fight a fire user with stronger flames than his, meaning his only possible way of winning is by having better technique and experience than Dabi. Or the other possible way is by doing the usual shonen thing where he gets a crazy power boost like getting blue flames from throwing away his limits and forsaking his body, sort of like Dabi is doing. And who knows, if Shoto and Dabi can both figure out how to do phosphorus, maybe Endeavor will just end up doing it, since after all, it does kind of mimic his original suit design, and apparently it's not that hard to do. My second to last prediction for this chapter is Gently Rebound. Since we saw Labrava in the last chapter hacking in the Skeptics Network, I think it's also possible that at any point within the next 1 to 3 chapters, just depending on how long they are, we'll be seeing Gentle arriving at UA or another possible location. UA is the most likely in my opinion though, since it's literally falling out of the sky, and that's perfect setup for an amazing Gentle save, but regardless, I do think we're seeing the ex-criminal soon. And finally, Ochakos Big Moment. We know according to Horikoshi that characters like Hawks, Ochako, and Sero are supposed to have big moments in this final arc, and with Ochako not really doing anything yet and being in the second most dangerous battlefield, it's definitely time for her to step up to the plate. And I think paired with the other Class 1A students that All For One and the other villains aren't really accounting for, they're gonna come up with some sort of plan, making use of all of their quirks together centered around Ochako, that really starts to turn the tide for the heroes and puts All For One One in a really annoying situation, but the issue is how busy can Hawks keep All For One while they do this, and are they putting themselves in danger of All For One's wrath if they somehow subdue TOGA? Is the key instead somehow getting TOGA to flip sides? And even if she does, could she make the Twice clones stop their rampage, even in other areas? My other upload today was exactly about something just like that, where we do a what if going over what would have happened if Vigilante Deku would have found TOGA during the Tartarus escapees, or I guess villain hunt, or Vigilante Deku. There's like 10 different names for it that I keep hearing in the fandom. So please check out that video if you haven't already. I like doing storytelling videos, but I want to see if you guys are interested in some what if stories besides some of the stories that we've already recapped from My Hero Academia. So let me know if you're interested in that in the comment section of that video, and for this video's comment section, if you've made it this far, I want you to tell me what your first memory of My Hero Academia is down in the comment section below. But I'll see you guys later. It's Pineapple. Please hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Peace.